But hey, the broadcast just shows one of us anyway. But
Well, it actually switches back and forth each time someone starts talking. It switches pictures.
right, I've noticed that. But anyway, well, it'll show the picture of me, I guess. I'm not sure why it should be showing a picture of me. I'm not sure why. But anyway, there we go. There we go. Anyway, but yeah, we're live now. You're the boss this time. So.
Right. All right. So, did you have any questions during this week about any of the activities or the homework assignments or anything that we did?
Actually, I did have one that was a bit pain in the neck. Have you done the trig review yet?
The trig review. What day was that on again?
I don't even know. I think it's today or tomorrow. Or maybe I'm not sure which day it was.
Today or tomorrow. Well, today is the trig derivative applications.
Yeah, that was today, right?
Yeah.
I hate those applications, honestly. I can't even believe I passed them on my exam, to be honest. But yeah, I have them here somewhere. I haven't done them yet. I like to put those ones behind. I've gotten some of the other. I do have the my math lab done already for today, but I don't have that one done, I don't think.
So there's the worksheet that we did yesterday for the activity that was called deriving the rest of the trig derivatives based on derivatives of sine and cosine. Is that the one you're talking about, or are you just talking about like today's?
Let me see. I don't think I've done either of the activities. Let me stop. I got them all printed out here. Just see if I can find where I put them. Where did I put these things? I was talking about the crud. Where are you? Trig derivatives. Okay, so there's the deriving of the rest of the trig derivatives based on the derivatives of sine and cosine. That's what you were talking about just now, right?
Yeah.
So that was yesterday, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay, no, I don't have that one done yet. Quotient rule. Make sure, no. I don't think that was the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of the.
Oh, I think you're looking at the prep for week 5, day 4. At the top. At the top, it says, if you need a review, use this trig review. And it has a link for a trig reviewer.
Okay. Yeah. I've done that one. I have some trig review. Memorize the following trig identities. Do you have that one?
Let me look here.
But, I've got a lot of them. Print out here. There's only one trig problem I really had any problems with, but I think if I worked it hard enough, I'll get it. Are there any ones that you're working on, though, that you need help with or anything?
As far as assignments go, I think as far as assignments go, I think I struggle with like the what do you call it? The exponential and logarithmic integrals and derivatives.
Okay.
But I mean, like I read through the notes on my math lab, or like the textbook stuff on my math lab for it.
Right.
And I worked through the assignments, and I checked it with the answer key, like for the activities.
Yeah. Okay.
And some of them I got right, some of them I didn't get right. And so I went back and I read through the instructions, or not the instructions, I read through the textbook again, and like followed it like precisely and tried to get it so that I could understand how to do it. I got it. And it's starting to make more sense. But I know that like over the last semester when we talked about it, it didn't make sense. And when we started looking at it this semester, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I hear you. I just get problems with the it's like linearization and the value something problems. Those ones and the word problems, they kill me. Integrals, they're not bad. I don't even mind the ln or the ex personally. You know the rule of like a to the x when it's derived or integraled, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, a to the x power.
Right. So it would be, let me think. A to the x, if you for an integral, it would be x over ln a or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah.
And then if it's derived, you times it by the ln of a.
Yeah, so it'd be x times ln a.
Yeah. And what I like to think about is that use that rule always. Because if you do it always, it's a lot harder to forget because e to the is an a to the x is just specific that it's an e. But if you do so if you do the rule for a to the x and you do a derivative of that, it's like, okay, well, the derivative of that is going to be a to the x times the ln of e. And what's the ln of e?
1.
1. And so it just comes out anyway. I've been trying to do that in my head. That's something that's helped me is just remember to always do the a to the x rule.
Okay.
That way you just get into the habit of it. And whenever you have a 2 or 3 to the x, you don't get thrown off is what I've been trying to do personally. Just remember that the rule always applies.
Okay.
Let me think. No. Then see the ln. You got how like the ln of x, how to derive that, right?
Yeah, the derivative of like ln x is just 1 over x.
Right, but if you have the ln of x, you know how to derive that one?
Well, wouldn't it just be, it would be 1 over the ln of x, and then it'd be 1 over x.
So it'd be 1 over ln of x times 1 over x, which gives you 1 over x ln of x.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. I'm just trying to help you because usually I'm the one, and I'm still sure I am the one that always needs help. So, like,
Well,
if there's anything to do to help.
I'm one of those that I went through that on, I think it's on day 3 for the prep.
Mhm.
For day 4, it had like at the top, it had like a link for a trig review. And it just kind of gave you some problems that you could work through, and it would give you the right, if it was right or wrong. And it would kind of show you an example of how to work it out. I went through like all those little trig reviews because I'm one of those that I really enjoy trig, and I like working with sines and cosines and everything. But when I haven't used it for a while, I tend to forget it very quickly. And so now it's just getting back in the practice of doing it.
Yeah, I hear you. I know for me, as if I'm doing algebra of any type, I love it because it's just nice. It's smooth. I can work algebra. You just mess with levers and you keep pushing stuff and it works. I just get frustrated personally when you're running into a word problem. You're like, what do you want me to do?
Right.
Well,
I get it.
like linearize what? I just hate it when you don't know what you're looking for because then I just get flustered and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to try to do here. And I'm like, okay, let me get back to you, after a break, 4 episodes of Malcolm Middle later. It's like, oh, I should really hit that.
Right.
But yeah. Okay.
Have you, sorry, did you have any other questions about that in particular?
I do really good with those ones. The only one I was really struggling with is just the like initial value problem for like the ln e to the x. And then where was that one? I swear there was one that they wanted like a linearization using ln of x or e of x or something like that. I hadn't done that one, but I don't know. Somewhere in here there was something like that. I think it was on the computer.
Let me look here.
Here, where are you?
Was it an integral application?
I don't know. Oh, here I know one I was struggling with was okay, for week 5, day 5, activity 1, the first activity.
Week 5.
You have the trig derivative apps.
Yeah.
Okay, so like the first one, I'm like, okay, so we have this 50 feet, and I was going to use tangent because that made most sense to me, opposite over adjacent, 50 feet to the ground, so 50 times the tangent of 38.5, and 50 times the tangent of 38.8, and I figured you'd subtract the two together to get the distance between the two.
Right.
But they want me to use a differential. So, I mean, I don't know. Why would you know why I'm supposed to do a differential for that one?
I guess the way I understand it, so maybe that's another thing that I don't completely understand is like, what's the difference between finding the derivative and what a differential, to use a differential to find a derivative. But like, I guess what I did, and when I looked at the answer key, it was pretty similar, was basically what you said. Like, I got y equals 50 tangent of like theta, and then I plugged in 38.5 and 38.8 for theta.
Right.
And that gives you a decimal in radians, right?
Decimal.
So like, if you do 50,
That should give you feet actually, shouldn't it?
I know. Oh, right. Sorry. It should give you okay.
Right. It's because the tangent of a certain angle, 38.5, equals the height in feet divided by 50 feet. So, if those feet canceled out, it would be radians.
Okay, here's what I did. I can see it now. Okay, so I got the equation y equals 50 tangent theta.
Right.
And then I got that theta 1 is 38.5 and theta 2 is 38.8.
Right. Same as I'm getting, yeah.
Right. So then I converted each one of those into radians to start with. So
Why do you want them radians?
I guess I was always taught like from like last semester that anytime we're working with calculus, you don't usually work with like degrees, you work more in radians.
That's true. So you times it by pi and divide it by 180?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so for like the 38.5, I got that it was 0.67195 radians. And for the 38.8, I got it was 0.67719 radians. So basically, I took the radian measurement for theta sub 2.
Okay.
And I subtract theta sub 1 and the radian value from that to give you like, it's like, how do I explain it? We always called it like a delta theta. It's like the equation. Let me look and see what the answer key calls it here.
Okay. Because I know for me, I just had it that it was x minus x1, right? And so I was like, okay, so the 50 times tangent 38.5 minus the 50 tangent. Is it what 38.8 something like that?
Yeah.
And that gave me a certain feet, and that feet would have been the difference between the two heights. I didn't need to use a differentiate, or what's the word? A differential to find that. And so I was wondering what am I differentiating? Because that should give me a proper answer. According to everything I know, that is the feet and difference between those two angles.
Right.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, why do I need a differential? I'm not sure, because as far as I can tell, that answer is correct. According to what they were requesting, unless they're asking for something different than than I thought they were asking for. Because it says use differentials to estimate the change in height between the two measurements. And I know that sounds like linearization for me. Part of me is wondering why in the world you would use linearization. I feel like it'd be foolish to do so, but then again, I never really understood linearization from the first place.
Right. Okay. So this is what kind of like what the answer key says, and this is, like I said, this is pretty close to what I did. I did it in a little different order, but so it gives you your original equation, 50 tangent of theta is equal to like f of theta, or you can just say y. Then it gives you theta sub 1 and theta sub 2, converts it into radians, and then it gives you a delta theta, which is like the
change in theta.
The change in theta, right. So you would take theta 2, which is greater than theta 1, and you would subtract theta 1, and you would get the difference.
Right.
And now I did it in radians because it makes more sense to me to do it in radians.
Okay.
So I got this small value in radians. That's the difference between theta sub 2 and theta sub 1.
Right.
And I called it, just like they did, I called it delta theta. So then you need to find the derivative of the original equation.
Which is what? Secant squared of the change in theta, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 50, because it's like the constant multiple rule.
So 50 times the secant squared of that change in theta.
Well, so it'd be like 50 secant squared theta times delta theta. Because so your original equation was 50 tangent theta. So to find the derivative of that, it would be 50 secant squared theta. And then you need to multiply your delta theta to that at the end. Does that make sense?
I see what you're doing. I'm wondering why.
Okay. All right. So it'll make more sense now. So now that you found the derivative, you're going to plug in your numbers. So like for so I plugged in theta 1 in for so it's like 50 secant squared of theta sub 1, and then you multiply that by delta theta. Okay, so it gives you like 50 secant squared of 0.6719 times 0.005236.
Okay.
That was what delta theta was. And it gives you 0.427. That number is the difference in feet.
Wow. That is a lot of the work to do it the hard way.
Because
it's a linearization, but I just find it funny because they're saying linearization is an easy way. Huh?
Is that the same answer you got?
Let me pull mine out real quick. I didn't even. where I had you. I think it was actually within like 1,000th of mine. I think mine was 0.4268 or something like that.
And how did you do it?
I just got the actual answer. It's 50 tangent of 38.5 minus 50 tangent of 38.8. And then you take the absolute value of that number is the difference.
Oh, really?
So it's just an easy difference of two equations. That was it. That's all I had to do. I think like in this case, it's actually easier not to do linearization, personally.
Right. Like I did it the long way, which
I think you did it the right way, but I just think the right way is the wrong way. Long way.
Right, it is the long way, but like when they said find, like use.
Bless you.
When it said like use the differential to find the derivative or whatever it says, that's how it made sense to me, I guess. That was what I was taught, and so that's the way I was trying to do it. Like,
yeah,
I thought about the way you were doing it, and I'm like, why can't I just do it like that? And I'm like, well, that's not using like the differential. That's not doing it the right way. And so frustrating that it's the long way, but
I know. I hate linearization. I hate them. I think when I first did calculus, part of the reason I didn't learn them as much is I'm like, well, I can find the actual answer just as easy as the linearization. I never understood why they wanted it. I still don't.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, like if you don't have a calculator, and if it's like an easy one where it's like the linearization of 0.98 of ln, well, you can find 1 and then change it over by 2. Okay, you can do something like that. But it's like this tangent of 38.5, you're never going to do that without a calculator anyway. With trig functions, you're not. Because trigs you can't do in your head. You can't do that math without a calculator. And so I kind of feel like it's a moot point for a trig. But
yeah.
Oh well. But I guess somewhat learned. I really need to study that linearization and the value problems personally because I'm way behind on my homework. But I think that does help me understand a little bit. From what I understand of what you're saying to do, you basically take the derivative of the answer to theta. So 50 times tan theta. Take the derivative of that, and you times that by the derivative of the inside. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
No. So you take the derivative of the outside,
right, which gives you 50 secant of theta, right?
50 secant squared theta.
Oh, that's right. Linearization does something funky with the difference, doesn't it? And then you times that by the difference between the two.
Yeah, exactly.
And since you want a real number rather than a degree, you'd have to use radians.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. And so that's why you would multiply it by the radians because you want a number, not a degree, to find you what the difference is in feet using a linearization. Right?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So I tried to help you learn something, and you helped me learn something. So I consider that success.
So I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that these problems for the activity that we're supposed to be doing today, that you haven't done them. Okay.
Still working.
All right. Well, like I said, if you need help on them, I can help you a little bit. Like, I'm not an expert on them, but some of them make more sense than others.
Right.
And like I'm better with trig functions.
Right.
And the derivatives and the integrals of trig functions and different things like that. I'm better at that than I am with like you linearization and optimization and
right.
What is that one? the initial value and related rates and different things like that. Like, I'm very bad at those story problems, but when it comes to something like this, for some reason, it clicks better.
Right, I agree. I'm kind of the same on those types. But yeah, I haven't done those yet. Although I'll be honest, I don't want to use you too much. One, you look like you're gonna fall asleep right where you're at.
No, I'm good. I really am. I'm used to this.
Dude,
I go to work.
I can see the bags from your eyes across the resolution.
I know. Well, it's a little bit of everything.
No, I hear ya.
I wake up at 4 o'clock every morning so I can go to work, and
That sucks.
I get done about 9 o'clock so that I can go to class. And then by the time I get done with class, I get home and I do homework until whenever I get done with it. And this week it's been about 11:30 when I get done. And so I go to bed at midnight and get up at 4.
Might be. Are you one of the custodians?
No, I work at the recycling center.
Recycling center. Oh, okay. My wife, I think you did that for a little bit, right?
Custodian.
Yeah, she did custodian for a bit, which is like at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I complain about getting up. When do I get up every day? 5:30. I complain of getting up at 5:30. So I didn't
Well,
know about that early, man. I can't handle that kind of shift.
I'm getting used to it. But then on top of all that, my wife and I just got I don't know if it's a calling per se, but we got asked to be temple workers.
Oh, fun.
And so every Tuesday night from the time I get out of class until 9:30 or something like that, we're at the temple working as temple ordinance
That's
workers.
fun.
So then like, I get home at like 9:30 and I still got to do all my homework.
Yeah,
So,
I hear ya. I'm just terrible student. Like I did a 70-hour work week at installing solar panels. No big deal. A 40-hour school week is like 100-hour work week for me. I'm just
right.
schooling. I don't know what's the difference, but it's just easy to do. Like manual labor, just get stuff done physically for me.
I'm the same way. I worked construction before I came up
Yeah.
to school, and it was the same thing. I could pull out 60-hour weeks and not bad. And I was never tired. Went to bed early, got up whenever I wanted to. Like not whenever I wanted to, but like I was there at 5 a.m. every day, and didn't have a problem with it. And then I got up to school and my 12 credit classes and trying to work on top of that to help support my family, I guess.
Right.
It's like
even taking a little part-time job.
Yeah, a little part-time job. You think it's not going to be that big a deal. I don't even get paid very well for it. And
yeah, I know. I remember Rexburg being that way. Oh,
yeah.
Rexburg doesn't pay worth anything.
They don't. It's something. It's better than nothing.
That's true. All I know is doing online. I'm in Utah. I get paid 40% better than Rexburg.
Yeah.
So
what Utah are you in?
I'm near Layton, or in Layton. You know where that is?
You're in Layton, or are you in Syracuse or Clearfield or Clinton or Roy or?
I'm in Layton. I'm near the Air Force Base and the mall.
Oh, okay. My parents live in Clinton.
Clinton. I know where it's at. I know I've been there, but I'm terrible with my geography.
So if you go across the freeway on Antelope.
Okay.
Like across the freeway from Layton on Antelope.
Right.
Towards like Clearfield area.
Okay, yeah.
When you get to 2000.
Okay.
If you take a right on 2000 and you go past like Syracuse High School, and when you get to like the Walmart, there's like a Walmart and a Home Depot or Lowe's or something over there. Lowe's.
Rings a bell. Okay.
They live like right there in the subdivision. Back behind there.
Okay. Not too far away then. Yeah.
No, it's like
that's a good area.
10 minutes is all or something. depending on the
Yeah.
traffic.
That is the truth of it. Layton has terrible traffic every morning. It's like, and especially during winter, it's doubled my commute time sometimes. It's like I
Yeah.
commute to Woods Cross, partway to Salt Lake every day, and
Yeah,
if there's
down there by
traffic and
Bountiful
it's
area,
cold, huh?
down there by Bountiful, Woods Cross.
Yeah, down by Bountiful.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It was bad. I remember one day I was going 30 miles per hour, and I'm like, come on, I'm trying to get to work.
On the freeway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
going like 30, almost 20. You're like, come on, I might
Where
as
do
well
you-
take it surface roads.
Right. Where do you work down there?
I work for a solar company, Intermountain Solar. It's just, where are they? If you take Legacy and you get off of 500, it's between that on it, and then you get onto Redwood Road. Yeah, Redwood Road. It's like halfway between 500 South and what is it? And then the I-215 on ramp from Legacy.
Oh, okay.
If that rings a bell at all.
Yeah. I know the general vicinity. I'm not.
Yeah, so it's right around there. It's just this little, well, not exactly little, but they got a little complex of buildings where we got like 10 trucks and we just do jobs every day, Monday through Thursday.
Nice. Yeah, I worked for a landscaping company that was right over there somewhere. Like when you're passing by Bountiful, there's an oil refinery off to your right.
Yeah,
So just on the
there
other side,
is.
just on the other side of that, like across the train tracks,
Right.
there's like a 7-Eleven and there's some office spaces over there.
Okay. I think I
I don't know.
know.
I don't know
Maybe.
what road it's on. I think it's like Park Lane or something. That's the exit.
Okay.
But yeah, right over there we had our little office that we would meet at in the morning, have meetings, and then we had a truck with like a lawnmower and weed eaters and different things on it. We'd just take it out and drive it around Salt Lake. Went all over Salt Lake mowing lawns.
Yeah,
That's what
I
did
used
right.
to
That's what I did right when I got home from my mission.
Gotcha. I wish I'd made more money when I got home. I really do.
Hey, me too.
Now I'm married. I'm like, I should have used that utility of being not married and having tons of time, and I didn't.
Tons of time living at home. Parents paid for everything still.
Oh, seriously. I mean, I got paid like $9, $10 an hour, and I thought I was living the high life, and now I'm like getting paid 40% more than that, and I'm like, I'm broke. Where's my money going?
Right. Well, it makes it hard living here in Rexburg. But like, I don't know what you pay for like rent or if you live in your own house or whatever down there. But
Yeah.
I feel like we live in like what is it called? A government subsidized housing complex.
Uh-huh.
We still pay like an arm and a leg for rent. I feel
Oh,
like.
yeah.
And the first year that we lived there, we can't make over $25,000. Like my wife and I together, we can't make over that in a year. Like a year's salary, we can't make over $25,000.
Yeah, mine's like 32, I think, and I'm like right up at the limit for mine. So
Well,
like if we earn any more money, we're over the limit.
Right. And that's how
It's really annoying because it's like all these cheap things we're just snaking under the limit. And I'm the only one working right now. And it's like, well, she's going to start working and we're going to suddenly be bumped over that limit. And then we're going to lose all these benefit stuff.
Right.
So
that's kind of how we are. Like for the first year, we have to stay under $25,000. And then after the first year, they like reevaluate like our tax situation. Basically, they'll look at our tax forms and like, make sure we stayed under our limit. And if we did, then after that, we can make as much as $60,000 a year. And like after we have a year lease or a year contract with them.
Mm-hmm.
Then after the year, it just goes month to month, and we can make up to $60,000 before we'd get kicked out. And so I'm like, We moved in October. I'm
Right.
like, biding time. I'm like, come on. October couldn't come fast enough. Because then, like, my wife works full time right now. She works at a
Right.
middle school, but
Okay.
she's just like a paraprofessional is what she's called, like her title. So she's not like a teacher. She just helps out the teachers in the special
Right.
education department.
Right.
And then I work part time, and we're like knocking on the doors of our limit. Like we're up there like 24,000 something.
Yeah.
And so like when next semester when I'm off track, I work from 4 to 9 in the morning, and then I'm done, and I sit at home all day because I can't make more money.
Good thing you can study.
But I am off track, so what do I study? I don't study anything because I don't have any schoolwork.
Extra language?
I already speak Portuguese.
Yeah, I know. My wife's the same way. Where it's like, oh, she's gonna start work, but then I'm like, I hope we don't like lose any benefits.
Right.
But
Well,
yeah.
I'm hoping to get like an internship or something that's close by, like in Rexburg somewhere.
Right.
So then the manager of the apartment complex, she said that she would talk to her corporate office if I was to get an internship. If I let her know how much I'd be making, how long the internship was for, or whatever. And she
Right.
could like beg and plead with her corporate office. They're like, look, he's not making this full time. It's just an internship. If he turns it down, like his job opportunities in the future go downhill. And after he gets done with his internship, he just goes back to being a poor college student. Can't you just let it slide this time? But well, they'll just have to see. I gotta find one first.
Oh yeah. I'm so hoping once I get to my 2-3 year mark, being a junior, I can get an internship because they pay you better than what I'm getting paid now, and you're just an intern.
One and my wife's uncle works at Boeing, and
Uh,
I'm going into mechanical engineering.
oh, same here.
Nice. So her uncle works at Boeing, and I really want to work at Boeing, and so we're gonna talk to him and see if he can hook me up with like an internship of some sort.
Nice.
But their internships from someone that's gone there from BYU Idaho, their internships starting out usually pay anywhere from like $30 to $60 an hour.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. Is that good
I
of
know.
money?
I was like, what?
That's an internship? You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I better hurry up and get my internship. That's good money.
But when you go to work for them, you start out making anywhere from 80K to like 120K a year.
That much for an intern?
No. That's like if you get hired.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. You said 30.
Right. So like, if you figure it out, you're making less per hour being a full-time employee than as an intern.
Oh, because salary versus per hour.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like, you make a salary of, 40,000 or $40 an hour or whatever it is. Your annual salary has to be between 80 and 120. That's your starting year. That's what it would be as a mechanical engineer there.
Right. But you're
I'm like,
making 62. So you said it's 30 to 60, right?
yeah.
So at at 40 hours a work week, that's 62 grand you're making at the minimum.
Right. So,
And then at 60, that's going to be, oh, come on, piece of junk. You're making 124 grand at $60 an hour. Not bad.
No, that's not bad.
No, that's, sheesh, I'd kill for that money at this rate. That's over 4 times my current salary.
That's about 40 times my current salary.
40, huh? Not much.
Well, let's see. No, it's about 5, 6, 7 times my current salary. I make like I make like $8.60 an hour.
Yeah, that's tough. That sounds like Rexburg. I remember my best job in Rexburg, I got paid like $10 an hour. So I mean,
Yeah, it's killer.
that's what it is. I had one time I got a job for 14, but it was just like a 1 week job. I got $14 an hour. So yeah,
Wow,
it's tough up there. It is competitive, and they don't pay well.
that's true.
So, but that's good to know. I think I'll have to listen to my wife about going into debt then. She's been telling me I just need to get into debt and get my education. And hey, if I can make a minimum of 62 grand a year, sheesh.
Right.
I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm more than happy with that. I got a friend who said he graduated and he's only getting $20 an hour.
Wow.
So he's doing computer science though. So
But
a
even
different field.
$20 an hour, that's like really good.
Yeah. Compared to 870.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yep.
Oh, I've been looking forward to $20 an hour. It's like, hey, if I get $20 an hour, I can get out of my debts. I've been trying to find a better job from what I have.
Yeah.
Because we just have so many things to pay for. It's just insane. One thing I got to say, don't go to the hospital unless you have to.
Well,
It's expensive.
the good thing about that is that right now we're both still on our parents' insurance.
Yeah.
Our parents have both of our parents have really good insurance.
Yeah. We had a high deductible plan, and I had a problem at the first of the year, so I didn't pay anything.
Yeah.
So I got stuck with a big fat bill. And so I'm like, oh crud, didn't want that.
Right.
But
Wow.
it is what it is. But that's actually some really good information to know. I didn't realize it would be that good just starting out. Though actually that rings a bell because I have an uncle who's actually he worked for Boeing. I believe he's a subcontractor that does parts for Boeing occasionally. I forget what his company name is, but he does like missiles or jets or whatever. He's an aeronautics guy.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Sounds like what you're gonna be doing.
Hopefully.
I know, right? But good luck with that. That should be pretty good. I'll let you go now, but thanks for the info. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, you have a good one. And oh, you want me to send you a text with the meeting thing again?
The link in a text?
Would you prefer text or email?
Either one. Doesn't matter. Whichever is easier for you.
Okay. Either I think will work for me. So
All right.
I'll just make sure to send that.
All right. Sounds good.
Anything else you need, by the way?
I think I'm good, man. Anything else you need?
Well, if I could get that 60 grand now,
I know, right?
I could really use it right now. I mean, hey, shoot, I'd be happy with 10 right now. I'd really be happy with 10. But yeah.
I would be too. Anytime now, right?
I know, right? But, all right. Well,
Okay.
see you next week then.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.